Yes, deservedly. This band deserves all the applause we can give them. They're really good, and they are really creative and good. Good morning, everyone. Okay. What new is going to happen in the world today? You ever think about that? What event is going to take place? Because communication today is so instantaneous. What? I don't know. I don't want you to keep track of it. I just want you to think, yeah, what's going to take place today? There's always something. The Broncos are going to win. All right, well. I know, there's a running event going on. A lot of people are not able to get here because that's what they do in Boulder. They block off the entire town so they can have a foot race. I had a hard time getting here today. So they can have a foot race. Anyway, is there anybody here from another Unity? Anybody here for the first time? Okay. Is there anybody here that wants to lend me $1,000? All right. Anyway, stay happy because you're going to love this talk coming your way.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Congratulations to all of you who managed to actually get here and find your way around the race that's blocking this entire town. And also welcome to those of you who are watching and joining us online. I got a few announcements of upcoming events here at Unity of Boulder. We've got two events, two different book groups starting this week, this Tuesday evening. We have a women's book group that's from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Both these groups are 5 weeks long. This is going to be led by Deb King, who's led a lot of successful women's book groups here over the years. The book is going to be No Fear, No Death by Thich Nhat Hanh. It's $85 for the full course. It's $17 for the book, which we do have in the bookstore. And you can sign up for that and any of these events in the bookstore following the service today. You can call us during the week, or you can also sign up for any of this stuff online. Our men's book group that starts this Tuesday night, same time, 6:30 to 8, will be led by Bob Malone. And the book that he's teaching is called The Why Cafe, and it's a fantastic book. I've actually done a book group with this book as well. I love this book. It's a short read. It's only 127 pages. We do have the book. It's also, the class is $85, and it's $10 for the book, which, again, we have in the bookstore. So definitely check that out. We also have a prosperity class series starting up October 14th, which is a Monday. And that will be led by a longtime mentor of Syntysche, Zoilita Grant. There she is right there. Hey, Zoilita. This will be a 4-week class. And here's the neat thing about this one, is it's on Mondays. She's going to do 2 sessions each of those days. And they'll be here at Unity of Boulder, but there will be a 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. class and a 6 to 7:30 p.m. class on each of the 4 Mondays. So if the 3 to 4:30 works better for you this week, and then maybe the 6 o'clock works the following week, you get to mess around with that a little bit and have some fun. That one is $100 for the 4-week class and $12 for the manual that comes with it. And last but not least, we have this is a late entry into upcoming events. That lady, Carissa Ayers, who was here about 3 weeks ago, who led a meditation for 2 hours, she's going to do a sound healing event downstairs in our meditation room this Thursday night. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. It's $44 to register, and you can sign up in the bookstore, or you can show up and she'll be able to take payment then. All right, thank you. on now.
All right. So, sorry about the scavenger hunt that you went on coming to the church today with the race. I'm not on. Mike, can I get your hand out?
How many people were brought up tapping? Raise your hand. Isn't that it was a great thing, wasn't it? Just that sound and all the beats that you could put out. I loved it. We were on television. My sisters and I were a trio on television and radio in Syracuse, New York. And we sang and we did harmonies and we did tapping and jazz. And there we go.
Okay. I got this
A
one.
little bit about my history.
Those things are so in your clothes, so it takes a second to get up. All right, so we're at the prayer point of our service, and we're going to come in the presence of this room and leave the world outside these doors and allow this hour to be a blessing unto ourselves and unify with this Christ nature that we are. And we like to take this time to write names down of people you might feel need prayer right now, or you're welcome to write yourself down there in the pews in front of you. We know that we're not changing God when we're praying. What we're doing is we're unifying with that which we are in our highest consciousness. And when we realize that we're vibration and energy, we can tune into the energies of our loved ones and friends and start to see homeostasis, wholeness, health, mind, and body to be restored in their experience and as well in yourselves. So let's sing this song. We used to sing this one a long time ago, and we're bringing it back today. Here we go.
May the long time sun
shine upon you. Oh, love, surround you. And the pure light within you. Guide your will. May the long time sun shine upon you. Oh, love, surround you. Pure light within you. Guide your will. Guide your will. And so it is. Did you guys miss that song? I missed that one. We haven't done that in a while, so we'll do it for a few weeks. All right, let's invite our entertainment club up. And again, we're in a sing-along. I'll grab that in a second. Oh, I need the microphone. Is it fixed? Oh, never mind. I'll do it in a minute. Okay, you all know this is all stand up. In the old days, we would have said, grab your hymnal and go to page 143, because that's the number we're singing today. But we have it right here because we're in the modern age. And we've changed a couple words. But sing this song, we all know it, and it is such a beautiful song. So let's sing so all of Boulder can hear us. Here we go. Oh, Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the world thy hand hath made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then beautiful. While we're standing, let's say, thank you, God, for this beautiful day.
Thank you, God, for this beautiful day.
And turn and meet one another and get each other's names. And one second. I love when it takes so much time. It means we're meeting each other. This is what community is about. Let's pat ourselves on the back and say, thank you, God, for me. When we love ourselves, we're good to others. And right now, we have the wonderful opportunity to listen to our in-house, the best soprano in the place. Let's have a warm welcome for Julie Roberts. Beautiful, Julie. Thank you so much for starting us with such beautiful music in the band. You're always amazing. All right. Who had a lot of fun trying to get around that race and find unity today? I wish they'd give us a little heads up so we could send a map out to tell you how you can get here. We're going to look into that in the future here. So today my talk title is Divine Love is Our True Refuge. When the Buddha was dying, he gave a final message to his beloved attendant, Ananda, and to generations to come. Be a lamp unto yourself, be a refuge to yourself. Take yourself to no external refuge. And what did he mean by that? Our ultimate refuge is none other than our own being. There's a light of awareness that shines through each of us and guides us home. We are never separated from this luminous awareness any more than waves are separated from the ocean. Even when we feel most ashamed or lonely, reactive or confused, we are never actually apart from the awakened state of our heart-mind. This is a powerful and beautiful teaching. All of us ordinary humans, or spiritual humans, have this essential wakefulness. This open, loving awareness is our deepest nature. Our true refuge is what we are. Trusting this openness opens us up to the blessings of freedom. Buddhist monk Sayadaw U Pandita describes these blessings in a wonderful way. A heart that is ready for anything. A heart that is ready for anything. So, divine love is our true refuge. And I don't know if you guys are feeling the energies of the two eclipses that we're in between right now. Oh my God, it's got all the feels. It's got all the feels of awakening and feeling a sense of such good coming. And a lot of the haunts of the shadows that used to be in our experience are revisiting us right now too. So it's an emotional time. You might find yourself feeling all of it, the gamut from, the yin and the yang. And it's all about to take a head this Wednesday. And so we're in it right now. So you might have felt that yesterday. You probably were feeling it since Thursday, but really heavily yesterday. And today we're going to be utilizing this energy and planting seeds. Wonderful, powerful seeds that are going to be ready for Wednesday when we're going to do ceremony on our own, because unfortunately we don't have a ceremony on Wednesday, but we do have one on Thursday, a sound healing where you can bring all those seeds and let's plant them spiritually and let them grow through the dark days. We're going into the winter. This is the time when we really let those seeds go deeply and grow, and in those dark days we go within and we observe the spiritual self, the old self, the radiant self, and we awaken to the new by Easter, right? That's the death and the resurrection. So we go through this journey. So we're feeling that feeling of love and how it is contagious. And yet we know that love, being the refuge, is also so much more than words, but it is more deeds. It is more action. It's more being available to be the conduits of this love for this universe, for others, for ourselves, and for our children, right? And agape is one of several Greek words for love. When the word agape is used in the Bible, it refers to a pure, willful, sacrificial love that intentionally desires another's highest good. I want to read this again. Agape is one of the several Greek words of love. When the word agape is used in the Bible, it refers to a pure, willful, sacrificial love that intentionally desires another's highest good. So I'm going to bring up a topic that I know it can be controversial and people are having, I think there's some division around this topic, and there's not one in me. So I'm going to speak from my truth and what I believe unity is, which is an expanded, all-encompassing oneness and an acceptance of everybody. That's a really important part of my journey. I'm a Libra, so my nature is balance, and I want to love everybody, regardless of their backgrounds, regardless of their race or their ethnicity, regardless of their sexual identification or their gender identification. I want to accept everyone because I want to be accepted in this world, right? So I watched this amazing documentary last night titled Will and Harper on Netflix. Has anybody watched it? It's a powerful, powerful documentary, and I found myself crying through the entire thing, and I think it was just all the feels of friendship and what friendship is and what it can be. I've had a very vulnerable few weeks with my mom, very under the weather, and feeling that the uncertainty of life and that sense of, wow, you've got a relationship with a mother that you can never replace. Sorry. And I have so few friends in this world because this job really keeps you focused. So it's like, that's your buddy. And I think those are the feels that are coming up for me as my parents are getting older. And then what's left? It's like, I'll have to lean on my kids. I don't want to do that. I suppose I will, but. And then my best friend has this major illness in her life for 20 years, who's in ICU in California right now after she just dropped off her youngest daughter to college from this illness that she faces. And so it was like, those are my people. those are the ones that I have to support me in this world. So this documentary last night on Netflix, Mike said, man, this is hitting something in you. I mean, I was just sobbing watching it. It's a journey with Will Ferrell. He goes on a road trip with his friend of over 30 years, who was one of the lead writers on Saturday Night Live, who wrote almost every skit that Will was in. And this friend of his, after all these years, at 60 years old, realized he couldn't live a life of a lie any longer and was transitioning to become the woman he had always profoundly felt he was. The documentary follows their journey as best friends, getting reacquainted at this new phase, at this new form, in this time. I found myself in tears constantly because of the humanity in it. The reality of how important close friends are as we all transition into different aspects of ourselves throughout life. Not necessarily something as life-changing as transitioning from male to a woman, but we grow and change throughout this journey, and to have that one friend or family member that stands by you no matter what is such a beautiful gift. One of the most important things I've found about this spiritual journey, this life journey, is getting to know and recognize who we truly are and allowing the most authentic version of ourselves to be lived, whether people are going to accept you or not. And I had somebody at the first service outside say something about the work that my older brother does, and he was so opinionated about something around this exact topic, and it was like, I can't believe you could be a part of unity and not see that we're all one. We don't have to understand why people have to make a decision that makes them fully themselves in expression. But if we're not fully ourselves in expression, then why are we here in the first place? To live in a hidden world till 60 years old, that the kind of stress of feeling a certain way had to be hidden for all those years. And then finally has the bravery to tell everyone. And Will Ferrell immediately said, I want to go on one of our old road trips. I want to be familiarized with Harper, which is a different name. And it's beautiful. And I would highly encourage you to watch it. Because unity is an all-inclusive community. Unity of Boulder honors the oneness in everyone, regardless of race, identity, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or gender identity. We are all seeking validation. There's a mirror, we're mirroring each other. And the mirror is agape love. We don't have to understand everybody, but can we allow everybody to be if they're not hurting anyone? And it's based in a love for self. We're all seeking validation. It doesn't matter how old you are, what country you're from, what job you hold, how much status or money you have. We all want to know and are asking the world, do you see me? Do I measure up? Does what I radiate in this world mean something to you? Right? When we can mirror that kind of love, and even mirror in a situation that we don't understand, and to ask more questions, instead of coming up with judgments because it doesn't fit in your particular experience, it feels so much better to just love and accept everyone for who they are. Who are you to know what it's like if you haven't experienced it? The Native Americans say you have to walk 100 miles in someone's moccasins to understand. We are here to express, to expand, to become more vulnerable, more aware, and to be in a world where we can be vulnerably the beauty and the radiance that we are. Isn't that a world you want to live in? So I thought of my best friend who had some serious health issues this week and how much she has been by my side, and I by hers, from the chrysalis to the butterfly journey we both have metamorphically done over and over again throughout the many life experiences we have witnessed in each other through this one time over 30 years. We've done it so many times. It feels like we've been doing this for lifetimes, and I think we have, probably, to be totally honest. And I thought about what her reaction would be if I came to her and said, I am going to transition into a man at my age. And I know how unbelievable she would be. She would never show that that had any effect on her in any way, shape, or form, because that's how much I know she loves and accepts me. Even though that's not the reality, I know that my reaction would be probably not as like, she's just so much more fluid in understanding, you know, and I've gotten better with this in time, that I want to be more like her. And that documentary really opened my heart in the way that I've always been open, and I want to just do them and love and live life. So this astrological season has all the feels, and I'm sure you are all coming to some precious and fearful places during this season, because it has the full gamut of soul reflection and review of where we came from and what we are becoming. This weekend in the astrology, it's all very soulful. It's got a lot to do with purpose. It has a lot to do with deeper meaning. The things that really fulfill us. I like sometimes calling eclipse seasons and soul purpose stuff the big reveal, right? So asking yourself, what's your big, scary, or big reveal? It's really powerful this week, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I want to just give you some good questions, good practices to work with in this energy. So this is the weekend of the 28th, which is yesterday through the 29th today. We are headed toward that eclipse at new moon, which is about planting new seeds, right? New moon still, no matter what, even though it's a south node, is a super new moon eclipse. It's still about new chapters and new beginnings. And that coming on Wednesday, so we've got a little bit of time. This is the time of sorting through the seeds to plant, which seeds really light you up, and discover which seeds really don't light you up. Becoming immersed in your experience inside and out. That's a really good thing to witness today until Wednesday. Like a really good question to ask today is, if you were going to live your greatest, brightest, wildest, most fulfilling, most aligned, most purpose-filled, most love-filled life, what would that look like? Does anybody want to share what that would look like? It's easy, right? Like, I mean, all that goodness. I mean, you what? Be your kid's groupie? Oh, I love that. Anybody else want to share anything? Go ahead. You have to speak up because I know you talk very quiet. It would be just like this. Love that. Go ahead, Zoilita.
So my life would look very similar, except I would be fully physically recovered and able to dance, and I would want to do more public speaking.
Oh, I love it. And we're going to see that for you. We're going to send our energy that way for you. Yeah. So really, we have to sift through these seeds. Find what lights you up and find what dulls you. Get really clear about the seeds you're planting on Wednesday. And really sit with it, knowing we get to create our fate now. We're in it. We're getting out of that blockage, and it's really starting to open, so we got to be very emphatic and really committed to awakening and allowing ourselves to grow those seeds that we want. Because when we are creating, we are active co-creators with God, source, spirit, whatever word makes you feel divinely connected, divinely open, divinely welcoming to whatever. And it's limitless. It's endless what we can have up here in our lives, right? We get to co-create with this, but we got to step in. We've got to step in and take the reins of our lives. Right, so to pray, right? This is a pray. God is listening. I firmly believe that God is with us, as close as we are to ourselves, and even closer. When I pray, I wait for God to reply, not always knowing how God will reply, but trusting that God will. This wording is much more Christian, because what we're really doing is we're knowing that the universe already knows what we already need. We have to believe that the universe is with us, and we unify with this expanded awareness. We unify that we are this in this connection. It's meditation. It's affirmations. It's visualization and seeing from a greater view what is possible in this moment. And in that unification, unify with this Christ potential as you. And you know it's already coming, and you walk through it. You walk to it. You walk with it. And the response and the trusting of the universe is make this all happen. You receive it and you say thank you now. Gratitude draws it all to us. All these whispers from the universe telling you what is dull and what is bright, listen to it. That aching of not wanting to do something anymore is God tapping on your door saying, there's so much more for you here. Don't get stuck with your limited thinking that you think you've already figured it all out, because if you do, you'll get stuck there. And if you open and expand and become aware that you are a co-creator with this divine potential, you open up the floodgates. And you drop your oars and you let the universe start taking you down that river, and you just can't even imagine. You just know it will be, if it's not what you want, it'll be something better. And you affirm that. Because sometimes the universe knows more of what we need than we can even expand our awareness to, right? So this week, my daughter came home extremely stressed from high school. She's in her junior year, my youngest kid. And she was like, I am so behind in school. She missed 2 weeks when we went to France about a month ago for my daughter's wedding. And she's in all AP classes, which are advanced classes, so she is behind in homework that way, and she's getting behind because of these other weeks that she's been in. And she just looked like Mommy, help me, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at her, and she's like, I've just got so much studying to do, and she's so overwhelmed, and I felt myself triggered. Because I have early childhood trauma from a first grade teacher in my life that took hold of my being and my soul and made me think things about myself I was too young and I was too impressionable. So my high school career was filled with trouble. And the message I got throughout all of it is I was just stupid. So who am I to get my daughter to do all this back homework and the present homework, because I'm like, I'm drowning just watching her energy because I'm taking her on. But I got to separate myself, and I got to leave my trauma behind, because I've worked through this trauma, but it's weird how it rears its head when your children are going through it. It's funny how it comes up in a whole other way, because when your kids hurt, it hurts so much worse than your own hurting, right? So I took a deep breath, and I said to her, Katya, you can only do what God can do through you, right? What the school and what they're expecting is it's all this. It's get it in, get it in, get it in. Sit with Spirit, sit with your books, and see where Spirit guides you, and just start tackling one thing at a time. And see where you get. If we get to a point where you've hit a wall, if you have to drop a class, I'm here. I'm going to help you, but just do the best that you can. And she went downstairs, and I heard her listening to lectures. I'm hearing the lectures going, and she is down there. 3 a.m, I wake up, she's still listening to lectures downstairs because her room is downstairs. And I heard her getting tea in the kitchen at like 3 a.m, and I went out and I said, how are you doing? She goes, I'm getting on top of it. I'm doing it. And I'm like, just so impressed by her taking the words that I shared with her. You can only do what God can do through you, right? So why beat yourself and attack yourself to try to pull up supernatural levels of homework because you went to your sister's wedding? In my opinion, the teacher should meet her somewhere, to be totally honest, but that's, public school. God bless it. But it got me thinking, when that old story, that old limiting story that was coming up, I almost laid that on her instead of just being in the presence and seeing the power that she is. And it reminded me of Khalil Gibran, on the prophet, the children. And a woman who held a babe against her bosom said, "Speak to us of children." And he said, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth." They're better than us. We get to keep the brokenness here, and we get to be like, "No, go. You are expanded. You're the best version of me times 100 million. We're the bows, so we have to get out of our own stuff when we're raising our kids. We have to heal our stuff, and if we haven't healed our stuff, we got to hide our brokenness so we can let them be unfolding wisdom of God in expression in this world. So we're the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might that his arrows may go swift and far. So sometimes let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves us, the bow that is stable. We are the bow. We are that stable bow. But if I had responded on my impulse, which is the pain body, the part of myself that I feel that I've healed, and now it's rearing its head once again to say, "Are you though? Are you healed?" And when she was downstairs, I was living the whole story of this first grader, this first teacher that I had that affected my self-esteem immediately out the gate. I had the most loving parents. I had the most supporting situation. I had everything. I had dance. I had music. I had everything. But it was one old lady's opinion about me and the way she vibrated at me that she changed the trajectory of how I felt about myself for 30 years. Meister Eckhart says, "God does not ask anything else of you except that you let yourself go and let God be God in you." God does not ask anything else of you except that you let yourself go and let God be God in you. So when I saw my daughter that next morning, she looked haggard. She probably had like 2 hours sleep. But she was positive. And she said, "I cannot believe how much I tackled last night." And to see Spirit move in and through her recommits me to that understanding of what Spirit can do through us. When we try to come from the human dimension, from the mind, from the intellect, it's slower. Because it's that healing ether. It's this energy. It's like Edgar Cayce showed us. I mean, I guess some people could do it. You can literally lay on your books and all the information will come into you. You don't realize that we're so much more than this, like we have to read these 7,000 books. It's like you can bring it in, or you can at least get to this limitlessness and not be limited to how the world says it works, because it's much more magical than you could ever imagine. And when you start to see that something else can happen in any circumstance that's moving up against you, because everything that's moving up against us is our teacher. It is there as a demonstration to ask you if you're ready to come from a higher consciousness and do it differently than you have done it every other time. In John 6:27 says, "Do not labor for the food which perishes, but for the food which endures to eternal life, which the Son of Man will give to you, for on him has God the Father set his seal. We are all the Son of Man." Right? So do not labor for the things of the world, but labor for the things of the eternal world. The part of us that never dies. The thing that's past this human lease we took this lifetime. Right? This is just one of them. but the one that accumulated this spiritual knowledge over eons and eons to become more accessible of the learnings of the multiple times, so that we're not stuck to the human forces, but we're connected to the limitless, the soul that flows in and out of the ethereal realm with our family members that have crossed over and our spirit guides and the angels, and we have connection of downloads and simplicity and things coming, so it doesn't have to be so hard here, so that we can awaken to this Christ potential Unity talks about. This Christ potential that Unity talks about, right? So this was the beginning of Jesus' great teaching that is known as the Discourse on the Bread of Life, and is recorded in the 6th chapter of John. The people wanted to know how they might do the works of God, and Jesus replied, "This is the work of God, that you believe in him whom he has sent," in John 6:29. We are to believe in the indwelling Christ whom God has given us. The people then requested a sign from him that they might believe. They said their ancestors had eaten the bread from heaven, the manna that fell when Moses prayed. Could not Jesus then give them a similar sign? Jesus replied, "Truly, truly, I say to you, it was not Moses who gave you the bread from heaven. My Father gives you the true bread from heaven," in John 6:32. And Jesus said, "I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall not hunger, and he who believes in me shall not thirst. But I said to you that you have seen me, and yet do not believe me." I have to find where I am. "All that the Father gives me will come to you, for I have not come down from heaven to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me." So this is very Jesus, and this sense that he's the only beloved child of God. But in Unity, our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, describes the Christ as the perfect word or idea of God. So all of the inspiration in ideas and in words and in actions, it's all of the Christ. The embodiment of all divine ideas, which unfolds in true human beings as potential perfection. In other words, our Christ is our perfect God self, just waiting to happen. Consciousness is the state of alert awareness. So the only question we have to see and really recognize is, I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me directs me. That's from the Course in Miracles. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me directs me. And he still, again, is putting the human form, right? What is this universe that sent us here? What called us to this life? We do know that we were called only by love. And the Christ idea is within each and everybody. When we open up and watch our dreams, value your dreams. Keep a dream journal next to your table, right? Write down. It might be the strangest dream, and you're like, I don't think that has any meaning, but just write it down and wait till later in the day and take a look at it again. And then look at the next dream and see how sometimes they're tied together and they're giving you a message about where you're holding yourself back from the potential that's ready. Like, you know, when have you ever had dreams where you're being chased? Or you keep going through doors and you just can't get to something? Who's had that? Yeah, that's you trying to escape from the turbulence of the world. You think there's an escape. And your true refuge is here. You can't run from your higher self. Your higher self is asking you to sit down and breathe into your life. Take that time for higher consciousness and meditation. Sing chants of devotion, sing Sanskrit, do whatever you can to move this energy in such a loving, gorgeous way. And when you realize that you are the co-creator and the masterpiece that the universe is waiting to be born, then you'll be authentic and you'll be true And you'll accept everybody else that also wants to fly, be free, and authentic and true. Thank you.
Another insightful talk. We have opportunities to put those insights to work in our lives, and that's how life transforms before us. We make the changes within, and we see them coming around outside. So we have been freely blessed with all of this, and we have an opportunity to freely give back. And I'm speaking to those of you watching this on the live stream. You can scroll down to the place that says donate, and you can make a gift, or in any number of these ways you can donate to Unity. I'd like to see you do that. It's very important that you support this work that's helping so many people. And everyone here, I want to say thanks to those of you that are recurring donors. You've given your credit card and you give a certain amount every month. Maybe it's only $10 a month, but we appreciate that because it gives us an opportunity to count on how much we have to spend, to use, to get through. So with all of that and all that we have received, let's bring to mind that gift we want to make to Unity of Boulder, and let's bless this gift with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. Amen. And we have the opportunity to listen to Julie share a beautiful voice with us once again.
If alone may be true, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to fight the unbeatable foe, to reach the unreachable star.
Thank you, Julie. I had requested that song from her around July when we were getting her set up with times, and she goes, I'm going to need a few months. And it couldn't have been a better talk for you to have done that number as today. Like, that is the synchronicity of spirit. Like, this is the song that closed the service. Like, oh my God, God is so good, right? It's amazing. And you are beautiful. Thank you. All right, so we've got some book groups starting this week, and we have a prosperity club starting the following week. We've got a sound healing at 7 on Thursday. All those can be registered for in the bookstore today. And we've got prayer partners available to you, and they're going to stand up over here. And if you have a challenge today or even a blessing that you'd like to share, just stay seated in your seats, and they will come and pray with you. I am going to start a discussion group right after the service. There won't be a break because I only have about 15 minutes because I'm heading into a staff meeting today. So if you want to come and discuss the sermon, we'll sit back there in a circle for about 15, 20 minutes, and we'll start right after the service. And let's all rise and circle these two things of pews, and we're going to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. Here we go.
All right, we're coming down. Yeah, going down, create the circle.
You're welcome. A spiritual center that dances together, stays together. Here we go. We need some notes. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. fellowship and food and drink over here. So let's all have some fellowship as well.